Welcome back to the Coaching with Impact podcast, the go-to podcast for female coaches ready to elevate their online presence and build a lasting impact. I am your host, Viva Tran, and I own Fame Modern Creative Studio, helping diverse coaches shine with confidence through an elevated online presence using web design and holistic brand strategy. And today I have a wonderful coach, and actually she wears many hats, not just being a coach, but you actually do a lot of things. But I am excited to interview Melanie Rousseau, and I would love for you to kind of just share a little bit more about yourself. Like I know what you do, but please tell us in your own words everything that you're doing.
Small town girl to start, mom of two. Um, and about 6 years ago, I had a life transition that impacted me greatly. And sometimes God has a plan. I really truly believe that. And I've always been good with money, always been good at building my wealth. And when life event like that happens and you lose it all, you sometimes you discover your purpose. So Money Mama was created in the most challenging time of my life. And I got inspired because then I had a blank canvas and I chose and decided to paint the color that I wanted. And I knew the how. And therefore, it inspired me to share the how with other women so they can also create their own financial life that is meaningful to them. That's basically what we do at Money Mama.
I love that. No, and you've been doing this actually, like you've been financially independent since like 16 years old. So please
Yes,
tell us a little
yes.
bit more about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So again, I was a little bit rebel maybe when I was a teenager. And I think God always gave me so much fire within myself that I didn't really know what I wanted to do, to be honest. But yet I knew what I didn't want to do. And so my parents had different vision for me and they gave me an ultimatum. It was either that I take this and comply to what they saw for me, or I would leave the nest. And so I think that I've got a beautiful relationship with my parents now. But back in the day, perhaps they were hoping that I would just follow what they saw for me. And I decided to just leave. Scary move yet in my life. The funny part is sometimes ignorance is bliss. Back in the day, it was certainly blessed because I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. But if I look back, even in my life journey so far, I've been very grateful that I do act with courage, perhaps, because now I know what I know. And sometimes we can perhaps all relate to one another that once you feel that uncomfortable zone, it's really when you need to jump. And
Yeah.
that's what I got it tattooed on my forearm. Let
Wow.
it go and have faith.
I love that.
And this was 10 days just before I made the scariest move of my life, leaving with a 15-month-old daughter, my 7-year-old son, and had no money in the bank and did not know how it would work.
Yeah.
But again, God gave me a talent. And the one thing that I do know is when you believe it's possible, and it's good to open your heart and ask for help, right? And that's where Money Mama came about. When not everybody, I've been told, not everybody, but for me, it was my grandmother. When I had an issue, I would call my grandmother. But most people who has a great relationship with their mom would want to call their mom when they have an issue and talk it through. And so Money Mama, we are the mom of money. And so we create that safe space for women to come to share. There's no shame because we truly believe that life is such a beautiful roller coaster, isn't it? Like I've had moments in my life where I was eating peanut butter by the spoon and barely was making it. And there are other events where my wealth was tremendously great and lost it all. And then now rebuilding. I'm still in the rebuilding stage of my life. COVID happens. Again, everything to me, what I like to create is it is happening for me. I get to do this, right? You get to choose. And when we are, like I was going to say, when we are we feel we're like at a crossroad or we're right at the cliff and we really don't know. I get excited because I know that this breakdown is going to create within you the biggest breakthrough. Because I've seen it times and times and times again in people's life when I coach them, in my own life, and it's all about mindset. So that's the part that we love to do the most, actually, is working on your money mindset and create that strong, like your six pack that you want to have, but over here.
Oh, I love the way that you put that into perspective, but it's true though. It's all starts with your mindset. At the end of the day, the root cause of everything is from all of why do you have money traumas in the first place, right? It comes from all of these things in your childhood and all these things, right? That you grew up with, basically.
And sometimes you know you have it, but most of the time it's very subconscious.
Yes.
And you're blocking your abundance because first you don't feel worthy, you don't believe it's possible, or you've got all, like you said, money trauma, or the things that your parents gave you, like money is hard to earn. I was born and raised in a family where money was hard, or you had to work very hard to earn money. So for my life, I had always two, three jobs. I was pregnant, I had two jobs. I mean, I still have like kind of three businesses, but this is different. This is different because, the passion is just so good and I cannot help it to kind of be a little bit of a chameleon because they all tied in together in creating multi-generational wealth.
Mm.
That's what I love to do, pass it on to your kids. I've got two kids, and so
Wow.
it's exciting to be able to create that easily. It doesn't need to be hard. Little baby step counts.
Oh, that's incredible. And especially since you're a mom too, yourself with two kids, like running three businesses.
And I'm solo 60% of the time
Wow.
because I'm a solo mama. Well, no, a mom of two. I'm a mom of two. Now I'm solo because I co-parent. But yeah, 60% of the time I don't have family here. So I've got beautiful friends though who are very helpful. But when I'm the mom, I want to be the mom too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's
No.
possible. It's possible.
Wow. Like okay, tell me a little bit more about like, okay, you're a coach, but then you said you had three businesses. What are these three in total?
So I do insurance. So I love creating, that's where we can create multi-generational wealth, ensure retirement planning. So for self-employed individual, I love to do those because we don't get a pension, right? But we can create a pension through our life insurance policy. And I do financial planning for kids, which I also love because then they can leverage that to buy real estate. And that's my second hat, real estate. I do real estate. I love helping people get in the market if that's their intent. I always like to put it out there that renting, there's nothing wrong with renting. Okay, there's that conception out there that renting is bad, but it's not. Again, you get to choose if real estate resonate with you, especially now. There's so much opportunity in the market. The market has dropped quite a bit, so there's a lot of my first-time home buyer who are jumping in, which gets me super excited because they're getting an amazing price. And so I used to do mortgages as well, not anymore, but I've got that background knowledge. And then I do the money coaching also. So again, as you see, they all tied in. I work with people like 2-3 years, if sometimes prior. I was going to say a French word in there. I don't know why. Sometimes, quelquefois. I don't know why I was going to say that, but here's a French in me. And so I work with some clients 2-3 years prior because their goal and their intention is to buy real estate. So we set them up for success. Obviously, there are some strategy to, it's not a shortcut, but like to make it a little bit faster, sooner,
Yeah.
if that's their desire. I work with a great rent to own property company that helps my buyer go a little bit faster. And yeah, it's just all aligned together. So it's all about whatever you desire, whichever way you want to create wealth. But the 9 to 5 is no longer a great way to support yourself, especially not in Toronto. This is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is just not sustainable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, you get to become creative instead of I've got to do this. It's like, okay, how can I make life a little bit easier? How can I bring fun into my finances? How can I bring ease? I'm all about ease in things. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel, these huge words of like the best strategy in the world. No, it's baby steps. Honestly, consistency is and gratefulness. Those are really two very simple tools that will get you and keep you on track. Automation is also the third. Make it automated, and therefore it's easy. It's really easy.
So it's like, it's all intertwined together, all under one umbrella of like helping you build that multi-generational wealth. And the coaching piece is really like, okay, you are coaching them on mindset, you're coaching them on all of these different things on how you can help them build multi-generational wealth. And then you have like, you know how to do insurance, you know, mortgage, you have like these affiliates, and you have the resources. Basically, you sell homes and all of this. It's very cool how everything just kind of works together.
You know, I like to say that I sell the path. I
I
sell,
love that.
I'm a stepping stone. Like I'm just a vehicle to like, I like to give people different avenues, and like you get to choose what resonates to you more. It's not up to me as a professional to tell you that you should do that.
Yeah.
It's up for you to go within and really decide. And sometimes you might not have the answer yet, and that's okay, right? But creating a money plan together in alignment with what you want to create in your vision. Like we do financial board, right? Because people are very visual, and that money plan versus a budget. If I tell you a budget, you'll be like, ugh. Do you want to do it? Probably not. It's like, who wants to give up wine and cheese and baguette?
Exactly.
Right? That's restrictive. Nobody likes to be restricted. But how about like when we say extension, alignment? Like money plan is just more putting the destination in the GPS that you choose, and just having that road, you know, I'll figure it out step by step for you. And that's where we, and I include every money coach, do for you. Like I need assistant, like I have an assistant, right? Because I need people to break things down for me. I'm like this. I'm a big visionary when it comes to business. But when it comes to money, I can break things down very easily because I have walked the path. I have failed many times. And you know, one thing to expect is changes and curveballs. This is just life, right? And in your financial life, no matter how much you plan, you can have the emergency fund established, and then the emergency fund might not last long, especially now, again, in Toronto, right? It's
Yeah.
not rare that I see people having a burning rate, like monthly expenses of like six figure, $10,000 a month. So even if you have 30K set aside, you're only good for 3 months, right? Which is great. But just expect it. It's okay. Like, sorry, my language, but you know, my emergency fund, I call it a funny thing. So it makes me laugh when I need to use it. And I name it when shit happens.
I love that.
So it makes me laugh. It eases off the pain that I have because I'm a little bit of a saver. And you know, copy control, maybe you should add my exes. But I like to know what I have and how it's organized. And I'm not an organized person in life, but in my finance, I like to kind of control where money is coming in and out. Just shit happens sometimes. And that's okay. And that's okay. You know, it's there for that. And it's more, again, it's all about vibration when it comes to money, ladies. You know, and the money coaches out there would know, or any coaches, you know, abundance, we're all frequencies.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's amazing how far you've come up until now, constantly like being challenged, and it's like really shaped you who you are today though. It's
Yes,
really
thank
cool.
you. It's been a journey, and again, it's
Yeah.
humbling. And
Yeah.
sometimes, again, greed, not that I was greedy, but you know, when you have great amount of success, it's good to remind ourselves that and to enjoy it, because everything is temporary. Doesn't mean that your success is temporary, but gratefulness again is a great tool to
Yeah.
continue and, you know, welcome even more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And really just embracing everything that comes and happens to you, that is really important. And just like, it's I love what you do. And there's not enough, I mean, there's people out there that are doing it, but it's just like people like you who have these all of these different knowledge in different fields, but bringing it together to create this path. I love how you mentioned that.
We're really experience based. Like
Mhm.
everything that we created in our business is from experience and pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There is something internal of me that when I go through a challenge, I'm a very good solution finder, yet I don't want people to have to go through it by themselves. So I think that's what inspired us to create Money Mama, to say, you don't need to do it alone. Not that I've done it myself, but
Mhm.
yeah, I just want to create a little bit more ease for people, you know?
Yeah, especially like it's tough, like you mentioned, in Toronto, and also for women in business, people who are in business. It's very tough. If you're self-employed, and, banks love to see stability, and that is the opposite of what entrepreneurship is. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yet there are stuff that you can control, like your credit score, right? That, and I
Mm-hmm.
know sometimes things happen, but credit score is the only reason why I got my bank loan.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason why I got my SEBA repayment loan at pre-approved.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have to go through the hoops and doing business plans and all of that, right? Because of my credit score. So once we know the tools to use with the system, and I know sometimes the system is like, life is not black and white. There
Yeah.
are gray area. Once you know and you are aware, that's why parents out there with our children, we can do a good job at expressing and making sure that their foundation is solid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in what ways do you support your clients in like your offers, for example? Break me down how you created these offers and just tell me the structure of it and how you offer that to your clients.
I'm not very structured. And again, I'd be very honest with you.
Yeah.
It's really, really. It starts with the first conversation. I always do a complimentary call. Sorry if our checks got in the way, because I need to know, and I'm very intuitive. I need to know, and I need to sense where they're at. Where is the person at? What is their experience? What are they looking for to achieve? I can almost hear the roadblocks as they speak. The thing that I love to do again is the mindset work. Because of my intuition, I lead with it and I'm able to guide the clients. They do the work. Again, I'm just the guide. And then we go from the mindset, then we create the money plan, and then we automate, and then they don't need me anymore. That's the ultimate goal. And everybody is very different. Some people has a lot of money trauma. And so the mindset work takes longer, and that's okay. I work on an hourly basis. So they get to book me on an hourly basis every time they need me. I'm like a money psychotherapist
I love that.
in a way, and I take care of the background work too. And we're starting some group session with Angie Ross, as I wanted to share with you. So we can help more people, because the reality is when you're one solopreneur, like myself, who does real estate, who does insurance, I love it all. Yet there is too much demand for the supply that I can give. And that's why we're in partnership with Angie Ross, Money Coaching. She's wonderful. She's amazing. So we do, everybody wins, so that you want individual, you want group. Now, I have access to groups as well, because
Oh,
it's
that's
more cost
awesome.
effective as well, right? So
Yeah. So you're stepping into that space now with new partnerships and
yeah,
really different ways in which you can protect your energy, right? But
that's
also
it.
serve more at the same time.
Yes, because I mean, to be honest, any coach out there, when we give out that energy, we need to replenish it. And that's why for me personally, I cannot have more than 3 coaching sessions a day,
Mm,
because it does, I need to recharge just like a phone. need to recharge,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, that's why with partnership, when you find companies that are in needs of your services, again, it's like an exchange of energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because money is an energy, and then it flows just like this rent own property company. They send me clients all the time, and it's just an influx of, and then we send them back ready, right? So they are successful in their program, and we get to help them through that process. And that's what I love this company. They're very proactive versus
Mm-hmm.
in reactive, right? Because money mindset is not like you can shift things in a split second, right? And
Yeah.
so
That is very intriguing, especially like I've heard about rent to own.
mhm.
I don't know much about it, but I have heard about it a couple of years ago. But I wasn't sure if like that is still something that's still around.
It is, and not every program are the same. Like you
Mm,
have to look at the fine print because there are lots of fees. And again, this rental like company is very different.
okay.
The mindset that they have, the client winning philosophy, they don't charge extra fees. They give the client bonuses when they pay on time. So they're more of a reward and proactive way versus like you're on your own. I know two companies like that,
Wow.
a rental, right? But that specific one doesn't charge fees. It's very transparent, so
That's
you know
incredible.
exactly what you're getting.
So you have all of these tools, these different partnerships, different people around you that help you to serve your clients better.
Absolutely. Like collaboration is
Hmm.
key and automation is second. I'm still working on automation. It's been since July last year, okay?
Yeah,
See, that's my filters. Like I'm fully aware of my own roadblock, but it's like this one is heavy for me.
I totally get it. I get it. I am in the same boat. There's a million things I want to do, but one thing at a time.
Like it looks so easy, but it's for me it's
Yeah.
complicated, and I have to think myself, no, I can't do this. I can do this. I am physically and loudly saying, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
We're in the same boat. Don't worry about it.
It'll be okay one day.
Yeah.
But I had an amazing person who helped me. His name is Mohammed from scaling.
Awesome.
Thank God. Thank God I had him.
See, at least now you're looking at these different people that can help you grow your business, right? And that's also a part of that mindset work that you have to do and the mindset shift that you have to make, right? Because you
Yeah.
did mention before, you said growing up, your parents always had to work hard for their money. And I totally resonate with that as well. So whenever I mention anything to my mom about, let's say, like, oh, I want to hire somebody to help, she'd be like, oh, you don't, why do you have to hire? Like, you can just do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Now focus on what you love to do and what you're
Yes.
good at and delegate what you're not good at and that you dislike. And
Mm-hmm.
it is a mind shift for sure. But like talking about money is hard to make, if I'm allowed to share just a quick story.
Absolutely.
When I found my apartment after my transition of leaving my ex-partner, my daughter's father, my rent was way more expensive than I wanted to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So my best friend, who was my real estate agent back in the day, I still remember she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, listen, do you like this apartment? I said, yeah, really, because my son really loved it. And so I said, yeah. And I'm like tearing up a bit because I'm like thinking, how am I going to do this? And then she said, well, how about you're going to be making 10 times more than this rent payment? And I remember like, what? What do you mean? Like $30,000? Like that's hard to make. But I've learned that when she says things again, you leap and you believe. And with faith, God always rewards you, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it. And so the next month, I like to share that story because that made me shift my belief. I made $23,000 in one business deal that took 30 minutes.
Wow.
And I remember coming out because it was not 30,000, but I'm like, my eyes, I think, were like this coming out. And I called my best friend right away and I said, what the heck? I probably said something else. What the F? But I'm like, you were right. She's like, see, you leaped. It was very uncomfortable for you. I saw it, but see, you got rewarded for it. And I'm not saying to be like completely rambunctious and buying things left and right. This was a need. Literally, I needed a roof for my kids and I,
Okay.
right? And it was just more expensive than what I wanted to pay. Significantly more expensive, right? But we loved the space. It felt home. And again, that's where the intuition kicks in. It felt home. Everything aligned. The landlord did not even ask me my credit score. He didn't care to see my application. He saw my kids' well, my son, my daughter was too young, but he saw my son's eyes. Oh, that's gonna be my bedroom. And he's like, there was a lineup of people waiting. And I remember telling myself, there's no way I'm gonna get this because I got denied after deny after deny. And again, it's all about when it's aligned, when the signs are showing up, when it's easy and it's flowing, then it is a sign, even though it's uncomfortable, to consider jumping in into faith. Doesn't mean you need to do that all the time, but usually it makes you a little bit uncomfortable just because you need to go up a level.
It's true. Everything is outside of your comfort zone. That next step.
You've got to, yeah. I had to change my car last month and I didn't want to change my car. I didn't. But again, in August, I had lots of repair to do and I resisted. I paid for the repair. I was like, oh, I can't keep my car for another 2 years. No wing inside. Maybe. Right? So life pushes you. And with this tariff coming out, my car's cheaper than 25%. Because if I had to buy it after tariff, my car would have been so much more expensive.
That's true.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh, I can't believe you made that much money in 30 minutes.
30 minutes. And that was the first time actually that I made so much
my
money.
gosh. Wow. Can I ask you a little bit more about what it was?
Yeah, it was a plan for a child. Yeah, a Head Start plan.
Wow. Amazing.
Again,
Good
very
for
wealthy
you.
family. They understand the system, how it works. And that's why I'm so passionate about financial planning for kids and the Head Start plan and whole life or universal life policy. It is very powerful. I have it on my kids. I have it for myself. It really does become like a cash cow. It keeps on paying you dividends when you don't have to. So it's one way though. I don't believe in putting the eggs in the same basket.
And you shouldn't. Yeah.
Don't like just diversify. Financial plans has different buckets, but you get to pick those buckets.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. So many things that you've shared that I'm learning a lot today. All the different things, because multi-generational wealth is a very big term. It's just hearing that. It's like, okay, first off, for me, when I think of multi-generational wealth, I think about real estate. That's like the
Yep.
first thing. The first thing that I think of is real estate and how can I get my first property and how can I rent it out and all these
Very
different
smart.
ways, right?
Yeah.
But now you're mentioning insurance policies. You're mentioning all these different ways in which you can build your wealth. So,
Absolutely. If real estate, let's say you don't want to become a landlord, there's investment that you can be part
that's
and
true.
tap into a real estate investment without becoming a landlord. You just invest there and you're good. You can lend money for mortgages. You can become a mortgager, right? And make money.
Yeah. Wow.
Depending on your level of risk tolerance that you have.
It's true. And like, I love your story about like how it all started for you. And have you used like storytelling or do you use this a lot as like your main story to tell people or?
Usually, yes. Again, because we are born from experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to know that your situation today, it gets me always a little bit choked up. Your situation today does not define you for the future.
It's true.
It really doesn't. And I really want people to know that we all do the best we can. And as long as you keep your eyes on the prize, you want to create this, well, you shall have it. You've got to believe in yourself first. You've got to align yourself in a community where they will cheer you up when things are tough. You know, I'm blessed because I've got my two kids that I look at them in the eyes and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't let them down. Those are my biggest blessing in the way. And they're my biggest cheerleader because they're like, you know, you can do it, mommy. Sometimes you feel it, they don't listen. They are listening. It's okay. It's okay to show your true color. And that's why for me, my authenticity is what I want to show out there. I've shown up crying, I've shown up laughing, I show up a mess. You know, it's okay. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to feel defeated. All of these things are okay. But I always say to my friends, my coach clients, anybody, I learned to put 5 minutes in the timer and feel sorry for myself for 5 minutes, cry it out, scream it out, whatever I need to do, get it out. And then after 5 minutes, when that timer beeps, then that's where I am able, because I've worked at it. It takes time. Don't expect yourself to be able to do that right away. You know, I've learned with the experience again that I've had. Take myself out and I say, okay, what am I learning from this? What is this giving me? What's my next move? What am I not seeing? Right? Especially if you're going through a repetitive cycle. In my dating life, I had that a lot. I was a very slow learner in my dating life. But that's okay. No judgment here. We are our own worst critic. And, you know, it's okay to fall. Actually, it's good to fall. Nobody teaches that. But falling means that you did something uncomfortable. Falling means that you tried something new. Falling means, again, you've stepped out of your comfort zone. And instead of like feeling bad or disappointed in yourself, you should go like this, you know, I've tried it. And then you have no regrets. And that's the thing. Like for me, I have no regrets. No regrets. I put myself in very challenging situations sometimes. But I never have in the back of my mind, I should have done this. I should have. No, I've put myself in the fire a couple times. And I'm like, okay, maybe not. Maybe not that. Maybe it's not a good idea. You know, that's okay. People will judge you no matter what that you do or you don't. So might as well do something that you truly feel fired up about, you know? And for me, helping people fires me up. When I get them what they want, it's the best payout I can have. You know, that's the best payout. Money is good too, though. I have no shame in saying that now. I used to not be worthy of it. My mindset was very bad for that. I used to make mediocre income, 2-3 jobs all the time. Right? But that's okay. It's a muscle and you get to learn and you feel more worthy as long as you do good out there. Karma is amazing.
That's incredible. And this is like you telling your story and attracting more of the people who resonate with that story into your world, right? And so
And the same.
yeah. And it's really incredible to see like how you've been able to get through everything and how you've been able to build your business to how it is today. And so like what was like the one, like, I would say like the one key thing that you did that really helped you grow your business?
You know, for me, what really, really works is collaboration. I love collaborating. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, I'm mentoring some high school student right now, and they're helping me with this automation stuff. And their brain is just wow,
Wow.
you know, and it's really staying in a state of what don't I know? I'm still a rookie, even though I've done insurance for 17 years. I still ask myself, what don't I know? Maybe I don't know that. Maybe I don't know that, right? So I always bounce around with mentors, with collaborators. Again, it's like you just need really good, aligned people around you where you help each other's business.
I agree.
And at the end, it's the outcome is not really for you. The outcome is for people out there. We are in the service business.
Yeah.
right? We are there to leave people better off after they saw us, right? So that letter fee that they pay us can multiply for them for years. That's my ultimate goal, right? And so once you have people who wants the same, it's such an easy offering.
Oh yeah, definitely collaboration is a big one. And there's so many collaborations you can do, but it has to also be strategic and aligned with you.
You have to have the alignment. You have to have that same personality. Like Angie, we met on Instagram, and when we started chatting. She's a former teacher. I was a former teacher. The way that she expressed herself, like it was really like, wow, wow, do we know each other? Like, are we sisters? Like, we really had the same verbiage, yet we have different strengths, right? And so we complement each other. And so we can work effectively together, right? To not empty our energy bank.
I love that. Yeah,
That's important
definitely.
as a business owner. Your energy bank is the, I don't want to say the best currency, but your health is everything.
Oh yeah, and that's a lot of what we forget often, right? When we're so stuck in the weeds of our business and so focused on what can we do next, how can we grow this business, it's like, okay, but think about yourself too. Like, how can you balance yourself? How can, like, at
Yeah,
the end of the day, your body is what's keeping you going.
exactly. Especially if
Yeah,
you're raising children too, right? I
yeah,
get it. Even if you have a partner,
yeah,
sometimes it's a challenge, right? So you've got to really learn to say no. It's okay. I'm learning that just now. I have to hire a coach to actually teach me that,
good for you though, because
because
I
I'm not good at that. I want to help everybody. Like, I want to help a million people. Oh, I'm not a superwoman, guys. I'm not. I really not. I'm not. Right?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
But you're always learning yourself. You're always getting through your own blocks as well. And that's what makes you a good coach as well, is you being able to invest in that, and you're investing in your growth, invest in your learning, and invest in somebody else that can help you to grow as a person. Because you can't see our own blind spots, right?
No, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, coaches need coaches,
Yeah.
just like psychotherapists need psychotherapists.
Agreed.
It's just the human natures of things. Comparison is such a killer of joy.
Yes.
When we do money plans, I always say, like, renting is okay if that's what you want. If
Mm,
that's what you want, is okay. You don't need to be a millionaire to be successful,
yeah.
right? It could just simply be, I want to have enough money to travel once a year. And you're content about that. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's it.
Yeah.
Even as a business owner, you might not want to build a business of like 50 employees.
It's true.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Right? It's like, again, society have especially with social media, right? And I can be at fault at that too, to just share my beautiful moments because I want to uplift people, but it's okay to, like, nobody's robots there. Like, we all make it look like we have perfect life. No one does.
Yeah.
No one does. So it's just like, stay in your lane, make the step for you, because anything is possible.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Like, showcase your vulnerabilities, showcase like what you've gone through, your challenges, and like, how compelling your story was. Like, that's what made me connect with you even more, because I'm like, oh, I can relate to some things of your story, of where you mentioned, your parents always had this vision for you, but then you deterred away from it and you were kind of like a rebel. I feel
Yes,
the exact same way.
a little bit of black sheep of the family, to be honest. Um, yeah, I don't fly very well. I just don't.
Oh, I'm the same. And that's where we resonate. And that's where I can see from your story, right? It's like you sharing your story allows me to see myself in you. And I'm like, okay, now I know who I want to go to if I want to ask about anything related to multi-generational wealth, insurance, and all that stuff. And I know who to go to because you are somebody that I relate to and can connect with. So It's incredible. It's incredible. Everything that you shared today resonated so much with me. So I hope all of you as listeners have also resonated with what Melanie has shared today. And one last thing, what exciting thing do you have coming up that you're working on? You did mention about the collaboration.
Yes, I did mention it. Well, we're working on newsletters, and like we love to hear from you. Really, essentially what we're all about is I love receiving, messages like you did, Tifa, to say, I would love to learn a little bit about this. I would like to learn about this. Like for me, that's how I can really target and help you guys more to be successful in your finances, to write those articles. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a writer. I'm a French speaking woman, and sometimes writing, my structure is not the greatest. But I am working on that. I have about 8 written right now. And so once this is like a little bit more established, if I may say, because again, it's a work in progress with this automation. But yeah, drop me an email, drop me a message. I always love, now I'm learning though to put the boundaries, but like on a Friday morning, I always keep dedicated time to have 15-minute conversation with people who needs like a quick advice. That's my way of filling up my karma bank, right? So again, it's just like a token of my gratitude. And if it can lead you to the next level for yourself, then that's great. And hopefully you make the step to either do it on your own and learn, and that's okay. There's so many resources out there, right? You can do that. You can pay online courses, like the No Budget Babe is an amazing, knowledgeable coaches. She's got online, sometimes a lot of free stuff. She's US and Canada based, so she's got both sides that knowledge, and it's online. And again, it's very cost effective, the one that she has paid for. Just make the step. And if you want or need, right? I'm an in-class person. So I know that that's why for me, I hire coaches, because the online courses, I need that person in front of me.
Yeah. Some people just work better
That
that way.
slap once in a while to say, hello,
You need somebody to
you
give you
do that. Lady, that's not how they should do it. No, it's not like they would tell me that. But like I need to like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
did you
You need
see?
it. You need that accountability.
That's it, and that's the thing. Like we all need sometimes a face-to-face person, depending on who you are. So I think my wish for people out there is truly make the step for yourself to create what you desire. And if you don't know, it's okay. You don't need to have it all figured out. I don't. I'm juggling 2 kids, businesses. Sometimes it's messy. I'll be honest, sometimes it's messy. But every day you get up and you have a fresh chance. And that's how you get to choose. Like it takes the same amount of energy, in my opinion, to focus on the bad than to focus on the good. Right. And my new coach actually gave me this journal, and it's really nice. It's not the 5 minutes, it's the 6-minute
Oh,
journal diary.
interesting.
And it is a really good start because he is also resetting, because I'm a busy bee. I get up and I'm answering email in the morning, like at 5 o'clock as I get up, which is not okay. Sometimes I get up at 1 and I start emailing. That's
Wow.
right. So he's changing my mindset because that's not very good for my nervous system. So then we, again, slowly but surely, he is creating new habits for me. Right. And this journal is a wonderful thing. It just 3 things that you're grateful for the day. This is how I'll make my day great today. Positive affirmation. You get to choose what the day will be like. There's a little bit of a quote. My good deed today. Again, what you pass along will, it's a circulation of energy. And then how I will improve. And then at the end of the day, great things I've experienced today.
Oh, wow. That's
Right.
cool.
Very simple.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about like it just redirect your attention to the good versus everything. I get it. There's so much heavy energy right now. There is. The US is a mess.
Yeah.
There's war everywhere, Even
a
the
lot.
election here is stressful for people, you know? So again, you've got your internal economy, you have your internal bubble, you get to choose what you feed your soul. And that's important. My news watcher out there, I'm not saying not to watch it, but it is affecting your being
Yeah,
and the way you see the world. So stay informed, but you also get to choose how much time you spend on it.
it's true. Yeah, be careful what you consume.
Yeah, the friends you hang out with,
Yes,
the
yes.
news the things that you read,
Mm-hmm.
the way that you speak out loud about yourself,
Yes.
about others, about your business. That's why I corrected myself. I used to have that filter, I'm a solo mom. And that didn't feel good to me. That's why I caught myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still learning. I caught myself, no, I'm a mama too. That's it.
It's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Very different mindset. And again, it's one of my best friends who told me, like, that sounds like a little bit victim mode here. Oh, see, have people who will tell you these things. So then it
Mm.
made me aware. I was like, oh, yeah, she's not wrong. But the ego aside, trust me, guys, I have a big ego. I have a big ego. I'm a Leo. I'm born in August.
Okay.
But with maturity, we live and we learn. Again, it's just once you start learning your ego side and you start seeing it, you start laughing. It's like, okay, you know what? Thank you, ego. But let's go to something greater.
Wow, such powerful insights today in our conversation. Like, thank you so much for everything that you shared in today's podcast. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram
Okay.
or LinkedIn. So
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is under Melanie Rousseau, my name there, or Money Mama TO for Toronto on Instagram.
Amazing. So I'm going to drop all of those links in the show notes, but I hope that you are walking away feeling more informed, inspired, and empowered to take charge of your financial journey, but also in growing your coaching business. So thank you so much. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode and you found value in it, it would mean the world to us if you shared a voice note or if you left us a review to share your love and your support. Always eager to hear feedback. And thank you again, Melanie, for this wonderful conversation.
So much.
So much fun.
Thank you. I really enjoyed.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Coaching with Impact podcast.